Okay, so the block is sliding up the plane but decelerating, right? So I think it must have a positive velocity, but it must have a negative acceleration, right? If it's decelerating, yeah? Sliding up, it's got positive velocity, right? That's what slide up means. Decelerate means that it's not going faster and faster. So if it had a positive velocity and a positive acceleration, it would be accelerating. But because it's decelerating, it must have a positive velocity and a negative acceleration. Okay, so let's draw a picture of it sliding up the plane, right? All right, let's see. There's some applied force. We'll just pretend like we don't know which way it is. Okay. Now, because it's sliding up the plane, this guy here, the dynamic friction, is down the plane. Negative 7.367 newtons, right? Because gravity is down, the parallel component of gravity is down the plane, right? 27.781. So these guys are down the plane. This is the force of friction dynamic. This is our parallel component of gravity, right? And now we're all set, okay? We've got that the acceleration is actually negative. That is, we're sliding up the plane but decelerating, so this guy's actually a negative acceleration, and so our forces are negative 27.781. That's our force parallel, always down the plane, right? Minus 7.367. That's our force of friction dynamic. It is down the plane because we're sliding up the plane, okay? Okay, this is just always, or I don't want to say duh, so that's kind of patronizing, but down the plane, right, means gravity, right? Okay, and then unknown force, make it positive, and then that equals 4.5. And now we have this decision time, right? Since it's sliding up the plane but decelerating, it must be down the plane, right? Whew. Right, so that is sliding up but decelerating, right? So that makes it down. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. Okay. 4.5 times negative 13.8. And now I'm just going to add these guys, plus 7.367 plus 27.781. Okay, let's see what that gets me. This is negative 26.952. Right, now the answer, I'm looking at the answer there. So we're off by like one of those digits there, right? Because really with this, you'd actually say negative 27.0 newtons is what you'd have to round that to with 2 sig figs, because you'd have to round it to this place, so you'd round it up. Okay, so this is actually down the plane, right? Okay, so that force would end up being this way, right? So all these forces would be acting against it as it slides up the plane. That's why it's slowing down so rapidly, right? Okay, because everything's acting against it. In fact, you might wonder, how could it possibly accelerate, or how could it possibly move up the plane? And it does that because, of course, it's got inertia. That's the tendency of objects to resist a change in their motion. Okay, getting a little spacey here. All right,